Good evening. My name is Sushma Malin Philip Charles, and on behalf of CMN, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to our first Canadian Multicultural Event 2021. The Multiculturalism Day event is hosted by the Canadian Multicultural Network. The Canadian Multicultural Network, or the CMN, is a federally incorporated nonprofit organization in Canada that promotes multiculturalism through media services that include marketing, networking, coordinating, and broadcasting. Everybody, I hope you're comfortable in your seats because tonight we have a power packed evening for you. We have messages from dignitaries, amazing performances, trivia questions, prizes, and much, much more. I hope you all came prepared to witness an evening full of fun and entertainment. Accompanying me is my co host Zoha Zahir. Zoha is a second year university student at the University of Gulf Humber. She studies media and communication studies. She is passionate about creating new designs that are visually appealing to the eye and help individuals promote themselves. She has a deep interest in graphic design. Her vision is to pursue her dream in digital communication.
Thank you, Shushma, for the introduction. Good evening, everyone. We would like to welcome you all to our Multiculturalism Day event. It's great to be here. I can't wait to take a look at all the breathtaking performances we have in store for you. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Shushma as well. Shushma hails from Chennai, India. She has earned her bachelor's degree in commerce and a master's degree in business. She is currently working in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and moonlights as a dance instructor at the HB Grooves, a dance studio based in Toronto. She specializes in Bollywood, hip hop, contemporary, and Indian classical. She has a very impressive portfolio as a dancer with many accolades from dignitaries both in India and in Canada.
Thank you, Zoha. Zoha and I look forward to broadcasting a series of memorable performances today, and we hope all of you will enjoy watching our event and participating in the trivia games we have prepared. Make sure you have your eyes on the screen for a variety of trivia questions that will be asked throughout our event. All you gotta do is type your answer into the Facebook comment, and the first person to answer correctly will win a prize. How exciting is that?
That is super exciting, Shushma. But before we begin, we like to do a land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississauga of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, and the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nation, Inuits, and Métis people.
We now start our event with our national anthem, O Canada, sung by Tara Menon. Tara is a trained Indian classical dancer and musician who is studying theatre and performance at the University of Waterloo. Her hobbies include playing the piano and violin. She inspires to create awareness and increase exposure to the Canadian community about the Eastern art forms. Please rise for the Canadian national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. We now invite Dr. Marcus Samuel, president of CMN, to give the inaugural address and officially open today's event. Dr. Marcus Samuel is a professor of integrative cell biology in the Department of Biological Sciences and the director of greenhouse operations at the University of Calgary. Dr. Samuels is a proud Indo Canadian who migrated to Canada 25 years ago to do his PhD at UBC. He believes and practices the cultural mosaic that Canada promotes. Dr. Samuel's lab is engaged in a translational research program that focuses on crop improvement through biotechnological solutions. His goal is to help sustain global food through supply, developing climate resilient designer crops that are adapted to extreme weather conditions. For his research accomplishments, Dr. Samuels was awarded the 2017 CD Nelson for outstanding contributions to plant biology. He was also recently elected to serve as a vice president of the prestigious Canadian Society of Plant Biologists. He is also the current president of CMN and one of the directors of the Canada Peace Foundation, a non-profit charitable organization. Dr. Samuels lives in Calgary with his wife and two daughters. He's a huge sports fan, loves fishing and hiking in the Rockies.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Sushma, for the great introduction. Welcome to CMN's Multicultural Day celebrations. This is a special day to celebrate the cultural diversity in Canada. While we celebrate the diversity, it is also imperative to recognize and confront our past actions and begin the reconciliation process. On that note, since I'm speaking from Calgary, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional territories of the people of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta. The city of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. Right? So as you all know, June 27th was designated as the Multiculturalism Day in 2002 by our then Prime Minister of the Liberal government, Prime Minister Jan Chrétien. I would also like to echo Prime Minister Chrétien's words that day that said, Canada contains a globe within its borders. So it's true when you think about it. Within Canada's borders, you see all diversity, all sorts of cultures, right? And this diversity is a comparative advantage and a source of continuing creativity and innovation. So that's fantastic, right? So we have the whole world here. You want to go have any type of food, visit any type of culture, you can absolutely always do that, right? It's phenomenal that this can happen, right? We also have to acknowledge that the cultural diversity we see in Canada is due to its immigration policies, right? So Canada is one of the nations with the highest immigration rates. So it welcomes immigrants, right? And this is mostly driven by economic policies and the values of family reunification. So this is a special quality of Canada. They try to put the families together. So the primary immigrants come and they make it an opportunity, give them an opportunity to bring their families and unite them. This is phenomenal what Canada does to everyone. As part of the multicultural society, we need to understand that according to the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, Section 15, every individual is equal before and under the law without discrimination based on race, national or ethnic origin, color, religion, sex, age, or mental or physical disability. Everybody is equal. This is what Canada represents, and that is what Multiculturalism Day is all about. I would also like you all to recognize that Canada is probably one of the most inclusive nations that promotes equity and diversity. On this day, one of the messages I want to give you guys is do not confuse these two terms. Equity is very different than equality. Equity is being cognizant about each group's different circumstances to provide opportunities to expect an equal outcome across all groups. So that means Canada is sensitive to identify people that need more opportunities. So when it comes to new immigrants, equity is so important that they have an opportunity. The new immigrants come here, and this because of the equity that Canada provides, they have an opportunity to succeed in this great country. Canada has been a leader when it comes to equity, and by being sensitive to all cultures, we continue to evolve to be better. So we can be stagnant, compared to 100 years ago, we've come a long, long way. We continue to evolve to be better, be sensitive, inclusive, bring in more cultures here. As you all know, CMN is a nonprofit organization that embodies all these multicultural values. We are made up of a great group of volunteers whose sole purpose is to promote multiculturalism through media services, which include marketing, networking, and broadcasting. What we hope to achieve is to highlight the cultural diversity in Canada through collaborating with various nonprofit and charitable organizations to achieve their goals through facilitating their marketing and networking aspects. We're also one of the first online news portals to promote multiculturalism by publishing news on multicultural arts and entertainment. We look forward to all your continued support as we continue to promote CMN. And if you're someone who wants more opportunity to give back to the society, you're welcome to join our network as a volunteer to promote multiculturalism. Have a fantastic day, guys, and have a fantastic and wonderful multicultural day. Go Canada. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Samuel. What a passionate message, guys. It has made us remember Canada is not just a community, it's a whole family, and all the cultures and immigrants and Indigenous people form this family.
Yes, I do agree, Shushma. For anyone who just joined our event, we will want to remind you about our trivia game that we will have throughout our event. The first person to answer the question correctly will win a prize. All the questions will be multicultural related, so make sure you participate.
Well, thank you for the reminder, Zora. Everybody, come on, let's get participating. Culture. Culture is made up of shared values, customs, and belief that gives a society a common identity. It includes the language a society uses along with its rituals, fashion, art, food, stories, and lifestyles. So, why did I talk about culture here? Well, multiculturalism stems from culture. Instead of being two separate components, both are heavily correlated with one another. To get a more clearer perspective, I'll have my co host elaborate on that.
Now that we understand what culture is, let's acknowledge the meaning of multiculturalism. Multiculturalism is the existence of individuals of diverse races and ethnicities as a sociological phenomenon, and is somewhat comprehensive collection of beliefs connected to the appreciation of Canada's ethnic groups from an ideological standpoint.
Soha, can you please elaborate on why we celebrate Multiculturalism Day on the 27th of June every year?
For sure. The reason we celebrate Multiculturalism Day on June 27th is because the Canadian government announced that it would be held on this day back in 2002. It has now been 19 years. Happy Multiculturalism Day, everyone. Now, we would like to hear from our audience. What does multiculturalism mean to you? Please leave your thoughts on the Facebook chat. We would love to hear from you.
Thank you. I can see the comments pouring on Facebook, Soha.
I see
Before
that.
we head into entertainment for the evening, let's hear some messages from our dignitaries. We are very honored and thankful to our dignitaries for taking the time to send in these messages. We first have the Honorable Badish Chagar, Minister of Diversity and Inclusion and Youth, with a few words on multiculturalism. Let's take a look.
Hello. Multiculturalism Day is about celebrating Canada's cultural diversity and the tremendous contributions that communities have made and continue to make. And as we build a multicultural Canada, we have a lot to learn from Indigenous peoples. I think of the Ojibwe 7 grandfather teachings of wisdom, love, respect, bravery, honesty, humility, and truth. I understand that these teachings are about showing compassion, building mutual respect, loving freely, and being brave enough to do the right thing. These qualities can also serve as a roadmap for us to build a more consciously inclusive and equitable Canada. We've come a long way since multiculturalism became an official policy 50 years ago, but we must remember that there's still a long road ahead. Recently, the remains of 215 Indigenous children were found at the site of the Kamloops Indian Residential School, And just days later, we learned about a horrific attack on a Muslim family in London, Ontario that left 4 dead and a young boy just 9 years old seriously injured and orphaned. These tragedies remind us that systemic racism is part of Canada's history and that countless racialized people, religious minorities, and Indigenous people still experience racism every day. A multicultural society is a work in progress. It requires us to be brave enough to face these painful truths head on, to actively listen to diverse communities, and to make meaningful changes in our day-to-day lives. This Multiculturalism Day, I encourage you to participate in activities and events across the country and learn more about your neighbors, friends, and colleagues. We all need to stand up for inclusion and diversity every day in our workplaces, schools, and homes. It will take courage, commitment, and hard work, but I know we're up to the task. Keep well and safe.
Thank you, Honorable Minister Bardish Chugger, for your kind words and about Multiculturalism Day and the Indigenous community. We cannot forget to acknowledge the contribution the Indigenous community has made to Canada. Before we get into our entertainment for the evening, we have a special message from none other than the Honorable Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford.
Friends, I want to wish everyone a happy Canadian Multiculturalism Day. I'd like to thank the Canadian Multicultural Network for their work in promoting multiculturalism and inclusiveness. I've seen firsthand in communities across Ontario how people from all backgrounds have played an important role in our province's success and how they've enriched our culture and fabric. It's because of our diversity and multiculturalism that Ontario is the strong, vibrant, and prosperous place that we're all proud to call home. Ontarians may have roots in different lands, but we all share a love of our great country, our province, and our community. Let's continue learning and working together to build a better future for all Ontarians. Thank you, and God bless the people of Ontario.
Thank you, Honorable Premier Doug Ford, for everything you do for our community, guiding us into accepting and respecting all the diverse cultures in our community. You are right. Ontario is a beautiful tree with all the roots joined together as a family.
We now have the Honorable Lisa McLeod, the Minister of Heritage, Sport, Tourism, and Cultural Industries.
I'm Lisa McLeod, Minister of Heritage, Sport, Tourism, and Culture Industries for the Province of Ontario. I'm so proud to be offering greetings on behalf of the province to the Canadian Multicultural Network. Congratulations for successfully running this organization for over 40 years and for all the work you do in promoting multiculturalism here in Ontario and across our great country. And on your inaugural virtual multicultural celebration, I wish you the very best. As Minister of Heritage, Sport, Tourism and Culture Industries, I often boast of Ontario's rich diversity. We are the world in one province, and you will proudly hear me call Ontario that each and every day. And today I'd like to reiterate my pride in our diversity of religion, ethnicity, and culture, while at the same time celebrating our shared heritage as Ontarians. Ontario is home to so many vibrant multicultural communities where Chinese communities, Indo-Canadians, Somalians, Filipinos, Africans, Persians, Pakistanis, and even some Scottish Canadians like me can feel alive and live together cohesively as neighbors as we embody our true Ontario spirit. That's something to be proud of. It's important to reiterate that hate and racism have no place in Ontario. We cannot and will not let the frame of who we are as Ontarians. We must allow our vibrant diversity to frame us as people of shared heritage and values. Now look, the past 15 months have been incredibly difficult for all Ontarians. But the one thing that COVID has taught us is the importance of staying connected. I'm very proud that as we stand together during these times of COVID, we must continue to strive to understand one another, to come together, and to support one another. To mark this festival, I want to first acknowledge those of Indigenous heritage and wish them a wonderful Indigenous Heritage Month, and know that they are in our minds and our thoughts as we start to see what's happened in the residential schools. And I also want to thank you for all that you do best in bringing people together. You know, Premier Ford, Our cabinet and the entire Progressive Conservative Caucus value all the work you are doing and the significant contributions you make to our society. Once it's safe to do so, I look forward to connecting again in person and enjoying the lively multicultural dance, art, culture, and delicious food that the diverse people of our great province brilliantly offer.
Thank you, Ms. McLeod, for your kind words. You gave us some really good information to think about. And yes, all the richness Ontarians celebrate, the diversity is very interesting and something that we're supposed to be proud of.
Yes, I agree as well. Now, the moment everyone has been waiting for, some entertainment. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our first performance by Haley Verrell. From the humbling beginnings of singing tape in her father's truck to the sensational singer and songwriter she has evolved into, Haley Verrell has put herself on the map and has emerged triumphant in the genre of country music. The message that Haley encourages all artists to follow, regardless of their age, as it's never too late to start, is to always keep following your dreams and persist through the obstacles that rise ahead. Let's take a look at her performance now.
Sitting in that old red canoe across Bass Lake with the sunset view, lying in the water, waiting for the right time. Red bobber sank a large bass fin. We got excited, the canoe flipped. Mom lost her camera, Dad had to save us. That's what memories are made of. The good and the bad, they make us. There's something that we can't forget, a moment that we won't regret. We can't go through it again. That's what memories are made of. The stories that we love to share. We always wish that you were there, but we can't make ones of our own. That's what memories are made of. Sitting around a campfire playing guitar, a man brought his banjo from his car. He sat with us and we jammed for a little while. The next day came and he said to me, "You can have my banjo and love to sleep. Next time we meet, would you play a song for me?" That's what memories are made of. The good and the bad, they make us. There's something that we can't forget, a moment that we won't regret. We can't go through it again. That's what memories are made of. The stories that we love to share. We always wish that you were there, but we can't make ones of our own. That's what memories are made of. There's something that we can't forget, a moment that we won't regret. We can't go through it again. That's what memories are made of. The stories that we love to share. We always wish that you were there, but we can't make ones of our own. That's what memories are made of. That's what memories are made of. That's what memories are made of.
Wow, what a way to start off our event. That was an incredible performance by Haley. Her singing had so much energy. And look at those guitar skills. I wish I could play guitar like that. I also see our comments floating in our chat, so keep up our comments.
We now have another special message from a dignitary, His Worship John Tory, the Mayor of Toronto.
Hello, Mayor John Tory here. Every year on June 27th, we come together as a country in celebration of Canadian Multiculturalism Day. While multiculturalism is molded into our way of life, today is a celebratory acknowledgement of the beauty that comes with that. A moment of reflection on the progress that we have made as a country and as a city. I think you all know Toronto's motto, Diversity of Our Strength, is meant to recognize and embrace the rich and diverse cultural landscape that is our city. As a city of neighborhoods, Toronto can best be described as a home to the whole world. And we pride ourselves on being a city in which cultures and ethnicities are respected and can live here in true harmony, without exception. But recently, we've seen this very notion challenged more often than might have been the case before. We are not immune from the grave realities of racism and inequality and injustice. And that is why today, Multiculturalism Day, is of such relevance and a timely reflection on the work that still lies ahead. So today we must celebrate not only being the most diverse city, but recognize the steps needed to be the most inclusive city. Today we must commit ourselves, each and every one of us, to creating a city that embraces multiculturalism in every single sense of the word. We will not stand for intolerance. We will stand up against anti-Indigenous hatred, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, anti-Black racism, anti-Asian racism, homophobia, transphobia, biphobia, and all forms of hatred without exception. We will and we must be champions of diversity and inclusivity, because diversity and inclusivity bond us together and strengthen us. They strengthen us socially, politically, culturally, and economically. And as mayor, I will not rest until that mission is fully realized and every single Torontonian feels safe and embraced and celebrated. And so with that, today, I encourage Torontonians to not only celebrate our multiculturalism, but to firm up our resolve to fight any actions that threaten it. That will pay a big dividend. It's the right thing to do. Thank you.
Thank you, His Worship Mayor John Tory, for your support and all of your words of encouragement. We really appreciate your support and all the work you've done in our community.
Here's a special message from Her Worship Bonnie Crombie, the Mayor of Mississauga, who shares with us what multiculturalism means in our diverse country, Canada.
Hello, Mayor Bonnie Crombie here from the great city of Mississauga, and it is a pleasure to join Canadian Multicultural Network, CMN, as we celebrate Multiculturalism Day. I'd like to acknowledge your CEO, Dr. Marcus Abraham, and everyone at CMN for your commitment to promoting multiculturalism through media service. The services CMN provides are critical in a community as diverse as Mississauga. In our city, we celebrate the diversity of our citizens, their cultural backgrounds, and their faiths. Over half of Mississauga residents were born outside of Canada, and a remarkable 200 different languages are spoken throughout our city. Diversity is our biggest and most dynamic strength. And we are a community that embraces the diversity of our people and the invaluable contributions multiculturalism makes towards elevating the quality of life for all our residents. Thank you to everyone at CMN for all that you do in Mississauga and beyond. And please, stay healthy and stay safe.
Thank you, Her Worship Mayor Bonnie Crombie. You truly are an inspirational leader.
Well, everybody, I hope you all didn't think that this is the only story we had in for you. Here's an interesting and very unique performance. Performance by Brandy Leary. A few words about Brandy. I could tell you that she's an artistic director of Anandam Dance Theatre, co-director of Collective Space, and a choreographer specializing in Chow and Kalari Payattu. She accomplished this after spending years of extensive training in India. Her art is not strictly tailored towards one region, rather a fusion of Eastern and Western world.
Let's take a look at her performance now.
Was fascinating. And then it brought to a point where, I was so thankful, I can do this, right? And this is why, because I'm existing. And that made me emotional. I had to hold, I was biting my tongue at some point, and I'm like, never mind. It was very emotional, and thank you. I'm so thankful to this whole process and this. I'm so thankful to God that I'm still able to dance, and this is what my offer is, all of it. So I feel like that's a
I guess the nature of an offering is that it's always incomplete. There's always a continuum, there's always the next day, there's never an ending to it. And so it's feeling like deserving of the continued offering, or feeling like you need to do more. There's a sense of incompleteness to it. And maybe that's why the offering exists, to create, to stitch something together, knowing that it'll unravel the next moment. The offering needs to continue.
Well, we did tell you that it was going to be an interesting performance. The music, the moves, the voiceover, it was very mesmerizing. It was such a relaxing vibe. Zoha, do you think that the audience might have enjoyed it as much as we did?
Yes, Shushma. I hope the audience enjoyed that performance. Please let us know by commenting in the chat. I found it super relaxing. The music was very light and soothing. We will now have Honorable Sean Chen, Member of Parliament, Scarborough North, Ontario, say a few words.
Hello, this is Sean Chen, Member of Parliament for Scarborough North, and I'm so delighted to send greetings on this wonderful occasion of the Canadian Multiculturalism Day celebration organized by the Canadian Multicultural Network. This is a wonderful opportunity for all of us to celebrate the incredible richness that is in Canada's diversity. Over this past year, we have been through a lot. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected communities across Canada. But through it all, Canadians have remained strong, rooted in their values of diversity, of inclusion, and of supporting each other through these difficult times. Let us all take a moment to reflect on how rich our country is because of its diversity, and continue to celebrate our greatest strength, our multiculturalism and diversity. I wish you all continue to stay safe and stay healthy.
Thank you, Mr. Sean Chan, for your message. We appreciate your input on what multiculturalism means to you. You did give us a lot to think about how we should be inclusive of all cultures, And yes, I do agree, especially during a time during the pandemic. It is important that we bring all this richness of diverse cultures to stand united.
Yes, Sushma, we should stand united during this global pandemic. Moving on, we have the Honorable Dolly Begum, MPP Scarborough Southwest. She also has a message. Let's take a listen.
Happy Canadian Multiculturalism Day. On this day, we are reminded of what it means to be Canadian and of the diversity of our nation. Let's take this day as an opportunity to not only celebrate the unique cultures and the people that make up Canada, but to also recognize that there is still more work to be done. We must ensure that all people in Canada, regardless of their race, religion, ethnicity, or gender, feel safe. Recent events that have shaken our nation are a reminder that we must continue to fight to eliminate systemic injustices, to create a more equitable society where all can feel like they belong. Thank you to CMN for the work that you do to promote diversity and multiculturalism in Canada. By promoting the work of our local organizations and encouraging more representation in various aspects and mediums, your team is creating more meaningful impact for Scarborough and beyond.
Thank you, Ms. Begum, for sharing with us what effect multiculturalism has on the betterment of our community. Being exposed to these cultures and values can also be something our future generations can look forward to.
All right, guys, let's get back into the entertainment, because who doesn't like seeing performances? Because I know I do. We now got a stunning performance for you guys from KCPA, Kaleidoscope Chinese Performing Arts. They are a registered nonprofit Chinese.
那夜的雨也没能留住你，山谷的风，它陪着我哭泣。你的驼铃声仿佛还在我耳边响起，告诉我你曾来过这里。
一粒的雨水止不住对你的思念，那拉提的风雪诉说对你的亏欠。如果不曾和你相遇，会不会视而不见我们曾在可可托海许下的诺言？
我酿的酒喝不醉我自己，你唱的歌却让我一醉不起。我愿意陪你翻过雪山，穿越戈壁，可你不辞而别，还断绝了所有的消息。
空荡的毡房，再听不到你拨的琴弦，杏花沟的花，猜不出你给的香甜。如果不曾和你相遇，会不会视而不见漂泊的路，你曾是我以为的终点。
心上人，我在可可托海等你。他们说你嫁到了伊犁，是不是因为那里有美丽的那拉提，还是那里的杏花才能酿出萦绕的甜蜜？毡房外又有驼铃声声响起，我知道那一定不是你。 再没人能唱出像你那样动人的歌曲。再没有一个美丽的姑娘让我难忘记。
远方的心上人，我把心留给你，给了你。玫瑰的红颜一声声叫着哀愁，是我在和你说忘了我。远方的心上人，请你不要再等我，再等我。喝下手里这杯伤心的马奶酒，请你忘记这红尘，忘了我。
Wow, I have no words. Their costume, the elegance, the beauty of the whole performance, it was just wonderful. I hope the audience enjoyed that performance because I know I did. I love their outfits and the backdrop. That dancers have such talent. Just to give you a little background on who KCP is, they are a registered nonprofit Chinese performing arts organization. They are based in the city of Mississauga. They're dedicated to the production and presentation of a full spectrum of Chinese performing art events in the city of Toronto and surrounding areas. Their mission is to preserve and promote the rich tradition of Chinese performing arts and culture in Canada, to cultivate artistic talents and encourage healthy and active living of the residents in our communities.
Thank you, Zoha. Let's hear a message from Mr. Sheriff Sabaway, the MPP for Mississauga, Aaron Mills. Let's hear what he has to say for us.
I would like to congratulate Canadian Multicultural Network for the celebration of the Canadian Multiculturalism Day. Multiculturalism Day was created to celebrate all the various cultures that bring our Canadian society to life. It is an opportunity to celebrate our diversity and our promise to democracy, equality, and shared respect. This day and every day, we admire the contributions of the numerous multicultural groups and communities to our Canadian society. Happy Canadian Multiculturalism Day.
Thank you, MPP Mr. Sheriff Sabawi.
And now we have a message from Deepak Anand, the MPP of Mississauga, Malton. Let's hear what he has to say to us.
This is Deepak Anand, your member of Provincial Parliament from Mississauga, Malton. June 27th is Canadian Multiculturalism Day, when we celebrate all the cultures that make our province and our country a beautiful place to live, work, and thrive. 50 years ago, today, Canada became the first country to adopt multiculturalism as its official policy. I'm so proud to live in a beautiful Mississauga with over 240 ethnic groups speaking over 130 languages. 61% of Mississauga Malton community itself was born outside the country. 78% are visible minorities. By having this rich diversity, we are able to learn from each other and bring unique perspective to the life. On this day, as we acknowledge all the progress we have made, still there is a lot of work needs to be done. Thank you to the entire team of Canadian Multicultural Network for organizing today's celebration and bringing us together. To all the communities that help make our province such a great place to live and raise a family. Happy Canadian Multiculturalism Day.
Thank you, MPP Mr. Deepak Anand. Did you see that background, Sushma? The 365 with all the little pictures inside? Wow.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Okay, all this talk about multiculturalism must be intense And I'm guessing you all are curious and want to see some colorful cultures. And we thought the best way to show you the cultures and the beautiful diversity in our country would be by sharing a special video. We have put together a video that will explain itself what Multiculturalism Day is. Get ready to see some exciting pictures that were sent in from participants dressed in their cultural outfits. And audience, this is a task for you. Why don't you put your comments on the Facebook section telling us which community and which country you're coming from?
Diversity of Canada. India, the land known for its vibrant colors and culture. I hail from a nation which is home to more than 1 billion fellow countrymen, a nation where several religions and belief coexist in perfect harmony, where we worship innumerable entities. Our culture is every bit as vivid as a peacock's dance, and our food is brilliant. I hail from a global village. I hail from India. Namaste.
Wow, what an amazing video with such vibrant colors. We were able to see such diversity among our community. We want to thank everyone for sending in their pictures.
Zoha, I think we dressed our part in representing our culture. Look at you and look at my outfit, right?
That's beautiful.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, If you beautiful people thought that we were done with the entertainment for tonight, well, y'all thought wrong. And before I could go to the entertainment, don't forget the trivia questions are coming up soon. Now we have two beautiful sisters singing a song for us, Sancha and Simone. Sancha Sebastian is currently in her fourth year of study at the University of Waterloo, and Simone Sebastian is going into her second year of nursing at Ryerson University. They were both introduced to the art of music in a young age and have sung at various occasions and events. They had most of their vocal training at Nupura School of Music and Dance from the teacher Gayatri Devi Vijaykumar and from singing at their church parish, St. Alphonsa Cathedral, under the mentorship of choir leaders Jimmy Varghese and Jolly Joseph. They have always had a passion for music and hope to spread the love for music to others through singing.
Happy Multicultural Day! I know you're somewhere out there, somewhere far away. I want you back, I want you back. My neighbors think I'm crazy, but they don't understand. You're all I had, you're all I had. A night when the stars light up my room, I sit by myself, talking to the moon. Chia chale, chaan chale, ninu tale, dhuan chale, dhuan chale. रात भर दुआ चले, जानू ना सकीरी, जिया चले, जान चले, नैनू तले, दुआ चले, रात भर दुआ चले, जानू ना सकीरी, जिया चले, जान चले. I feel like I'm famous, talk of the town. They say I've gone mad, yeah, I've gone mad. But they don't know what I know, 'cause when the sun goes down, someone's talking back, yeah, they're talking back. Whoa. At night when the stars light up my room, I sit by myself, talking to the moon. Chia chale, jaan chale, nenu tale, dhuan chale, raat bhar dhuan chale, janू ना सकीरी, जिया चले, जान चले, नैनू तले, दुआ चले, रात भर दुआ चले, जानू ना सकी, तंग कुल सल्ले, कुरकुर कोयलल्ले, तंग कुल सल्ले, कुरकुर कोयलल्ले. Do you ever hear me calling? तंग कुल सल्ले, कुरकुर कोयलल्ले, तंग कुल सल्ले, कुरकुर कोयलल्ले. Every night I'm talking to the moon. Chia chale, jaan chale, nenu tale, dhuan chale, raat bhar dhuan chale, जानू ना सकीरी, जिया चले, जान चले, नैनू तले, दुआ चले, रात भर दुआ चले, जानू ना सकीरी, जिया चले, जान चले. Know you're somewhere out there, somewhere far away.
Wow, their singing is just so beautiful. I could listen to it all day. It was so mesmerizing. The fusion between Eastern and Western cultures, they just fit together so smoothly. And I love all the comments I'm seeing in the chat. I guess you guys really enjoyed that performance.
Yes, so I agree. And audience 100% agree. That singing was beautiful, and that fusion, whoa, we did not expect that sudden Indian song coming up, right? Now let's move on with a message from Ms. Sumita Kohli, chairperson of Panorama India.
Namaste. On behalf of Panorama India, our entire board, and our organization, we would like to wish everyone and Canadian Multiculturalism News celebrating Canadian Multiculturalism Day today on Sunday, August 27th. We at Panorama India are proud to celebrate multiculturalism every day. We invite you all to join us on Sunday, August 15th to celebrate India Day with us, both together or virtually. Once again, we'd like to wish all of you a happy Multiculturalism Day. Proud to be a Canadian, proud to be an Indian, and proud to live in a country that celebrates our background and our heritage. Namaste.
Thank you, Ms. Kohli, and thank you for your kind wishes to Canadian Multiculturalism Network.
Okay, everybody, I'm sure this is something everyone has been eagerly waiting for. Our trivia questions. Just a reminder, the first person to answer the question correctly will win a prize. All you gotta do is type your answer into the Facebook chat. Come on, let's see who gets the answer right.
All right, everyone. Here's our first trivia question for you tonight. Get your thinking caps on. Our first question is, who is the first Canadian woman featured on a regularly circulating Canadian $10 bill?
Come on, audience. Come on, put your answers on the comments. Let's see who's getting it right. Do you think we should give them a clue, Zoha?
Maybe we should. Let us know if you guys would like a clue as well.
The question again, guys. The first Canadian woman featured on a regularly circulating $10 bill.
Any guesses? Maybe we should give them the clue now, Shishma.
Yes.
All right. The first clue is... Oh, I think someone has got the answer.
Oh yeah, we see some answers. But let's keep it going. We don't know if that's the right answer, do we?
Yeah. So our
do
first
we have any
clue...
other options, guys?
There is a prize for this, guys. So come on. Pull out your $10 bill. Check who's on it.
Give them the clue, Zoha.
Okay.
Just give it
It's
to
a
them.
Canadian civil rights activist.
Now we get some answers.
Yeah.
Come on, audience, you gotta fight for your winner.
Should we give them an answer now?
I don't know. Maybe you should keep them still thinking.
All right. So whoever said Viola Desmond, you are correct.
There you go, audience.
All right, just some information about who Viola Desmond is. She was a Canadian civil rights activist and a businesswoman of Black Nova Scotian descent. In 1946, she challenged racial segregation at a cinema in New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, by refusing to leave a whites-only area of the Roseland Theatre. We want to commend Viola on her accomplishment of racial segregation. You have truly made a difference in our lives.
Okay. Now moving on to the second question. Who can tell me what is nicknamed the Queen of the North Atlantic? Come on, audience. You gotta keep thinking. Again, who is the Queen of the North Atlantic? I can give you some clues, but you gotta give me some answers first. Okay, so I'm gonna give them a clue. Zoha, do you think I should give them the first clue?
Yeah, we might.
Okay, so this is a fishing and racing schooner. The fishing and racing schooner is nicknamed the Queen of the North Atlantic.
Come
If
on,
you guys
guys.
are from Nova Scotia, it should be super easy, guys. Come on, Haligonians, are you out there?
Maybe we should give them the second clue.
Okay, so moving on to the second clue. The Royal Canadian Mint Stamps is sculpted profile on the Canadian dime. So it's printed on the Canadian dime. What symbol is this?
So get your dimes out. Check your dimes.
Yeah. Pull out your wallets, people.
We still have got no answer, Shishma. What should we do?
Okay, maybe I should make it simpler for them. We should do like this dumb charade thingy, like where we show hand signs. Okay, I'm gonna split it into two words. Okay.
All right.
The first word is a color, and it's something you can see on the screen right now. Oh, there you go. We get some answers right there. There you
Yes,
go.
we are getting the answers now.
Yes. So you guys are right. Blue nose is the right answer. And good job, audience, on guessing that. So, nicknamed the Queen of the North Atlantic. Let me tell you a fun fact about it. Blue Nose was a fishing and racing gaff rig schooner built in 1921 in Nova Scotia. The name Blue Nose originated as a nickname for Nova Scotians from as early as the late 18th century. And Nova Scotians do take pride in this and have the Blue Nose even in their license plates. So if you guys are going to be driving around Nova Scotia after the pandemic, go ahead and look around for the Blue Nose sign. Yes, you guys are right.
All right, you guys are doing great by putting your effort into these questions. Let's move on to another one. We'll see who gets it first this time. So our third question for tonight is, Banting and McLeod earned a Nobel Prize for their work in 1923. What was their discovery? So again, Banting and McLeod earned a Nobel Prize for their work in 1923. What was their discovery? Any guesses?
I'm thinking too because I don't know. Audience, we're getting some answers, but
we want to hear more.
Yeah, maybe give them a clue, Zoha.
All right, the first clue is the research was done in 1920 at the University of Toronto.
Oh, our homeland.
Should we give another clue, Shishma?
Yes, go ahead and give them a second clue.
Okay, even if we got the answer, we'll give you guys another clue. One of Canada's greatest contributions to modern medical history. And they just completed their 100th anniversary.
Okay, this should be easy. Do we have any other?
All right, I think we're getting some answers now. All right, so should we give them the answer, Shishma?
I think it's time.
All right, so it was the discovery of insulin.
So we do have some really smart audiences amongst us.
Yeah. All right, should we move on to our next question?
Yes. So question number 4. Who's the first female member of parliament? I'm going to give you clue number 1 just going now. She is elected as a member of the Progressive Party of Canada for the Ontario riding of Grey South East. Again, who is the first female member of parliament? Come on, audience. I'm going to give you another clue. This is the 100th anniversary of her election.
Any ideas, audience?
She's the first female member of parliament.
I think we are getting the answers now.
Yes. Yes.
Yep, you guys are getting it.
And the answer is correct. Agnes Campbell MacPhail. I'm going to give a small fun fact about her. She was born in a small county at Proton Township, Grey County in Ontario. Young Agnes MacPhail grew up to break barriers and became Canada's first female member of parliament MP. active throughout her life in progressive Canadian politics. She promoted her ideas through column writing, activist organizing, and legislation. How cool is that? Such an inspiring woman, right?
That's truly inspiring. So those were some of the trivia questions we had, but please stay tuned for more because we do have a few more towards the end of our event. Those questions were really interesting. I did learn a lot from those questions. So don't forget that we are giving prizes away, so make sure you are the first person to answer the question correctly. All right, moving on with our program, we will now have Alice Lee, the president of KCPA, Kaleidoscope Chinese Performing Arts, share a message in her own language.
大家好，我是 KCPA 的爱丽丝，今天有幸受邀参加 CMN 组织的这场晚会，我们还带来了一支舞蹈，希望大家喜欢。最后，预祝晚会圆满成功，谢谢。
Shishir Alice Lee for sharing with us that wonderful message and personalizing it and sharing in your own language.
All right, guys, let's get back into the entertainment. We got many more performances lined up for you, so please don't go anywhere. Please put your hands together for Amita Mundancherry, singing a fusion song. Here's a little bit about Amita. Abhithi is the artistic avatar of Dr. Amita Mundancherry. She is a physician by day and an artist by night. She's a singer, a dancer, an actor, a model, a writer, an MC, a host, and a TV presenter. That's a whole load of talent right there. She is trained in both Western and Hindustani music because the fusion genre is her niche. As a physician, she heals through the medical treatment, and as an artist, she heals through primary prevention. Let's take a look at her performance now.
Debating on it, I'm still levitating, I'm heavily medicated. Ironic, I get love and they end up hating on me. Told me he loved me and he been waiting. Been fighting hard for a while and I'm running thin on my patience. Need someone to hug you and took it back to the basics. You see what you got me out here doing? Might have threw me out, but can't nobody stop the woman. Let's go left foot, right foot, levitating. Pop star, a beaty baby. I had to lace my shoes for all the best things I was chasing. If I ever slip, I fall into a better situation. So catch up, put some cheese on it, get out to get it bread up. They always leave you when you fall, but run together. Weight of the world on my shoulders, get my head up. Now we all come together, cause you want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight, you're my sunlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating you, moonlight, you're my sunlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. Enjami, bongo, bongo, unagi. Amai, ambari, inda, mummari. Enjami, bongo, bongo, unagi. Amai, ambari, inda, mummari.
My love is like a rocket was you blast off, and I'm feeling so electric, that's my ass off. And even if I want to do it, can't stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. My love is like a rocket was you blast off, and I'm feeling so electric, that's my ass off. And even if I want to do it, can't stop.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. I got you, moonlight, you're my sunlight. I need you all night.
That got me dancing, Zoha. I don't know about the audience. The audience, you're lying if you tell me you didn't get up and dance. Dear Amita, thank you for that performance. What an exciting songs you chose. And I would say you're a doctor for the body, and through your various talent in the art forms by rapping and singing, you're a doctor and healer of hearts.
Mhm. Thank you, Amita. That was truly levitating. Now, let's hear another message from Rana Eisenman. She is the director of Nerkoda Israeli Dancers of Toronto, co-founder of Door Project of Toronto. Let's take a listen.
ברכות קנדה לחגיגות היובל של היום לציון מגוון התרבויות העשיר שלנו. כמו קנדה, תושבי ישראל מגיעים ממדינות, תרבויות ומסורות שונות, והתרבות הישראלית לכל ענפיה נותנת ביטוי לשוני הצבעוני הזה. המחול הישראלי משלב ומשקף את הסגנונות האתניים הרבים, ואושר גווניו נובע מפסיפס הצבעוני שהוא החברה הישראלית. כמנהלת להקות נרקודה למחול ישראלי, שהן חלק מהקהילה היהודית והישראלית באונטריו, אני רוצה לאחל לקנדה עוד הרבה שנים של חגיגות החוסן הרב-תרבותי שלנו. מי ייתן ונמשיך להתעצם. לחיים.
Thank you, Ms. Eisenman, for your kind words and for personalizing that message in your own language. We also have a performance by her organization, Nerkoda Israeli Dancers of Toronto. Let's take a look.
Nerkoda Israeli Dancers is a dance troupe based in Toronto, Canada, that celebrates Israeli and Jewish culture through dance performance. Since the year 2000, Nerkoda has represented the Jewish community of Toronto in numerous multicultural festivals and events in our city, in North America and beyond, and has delighted audiences with performances everywhere. All members of Nerkoda are trained dancers. Some are Canadian-born, and others came to Canada from all corners of the earth. All of them are united by their love of dance and their passion for their culture and heritage. The group is directed by Ronit Eisenman, who is also its principal choreographer. Ofra Chaza was an internationally acclaimed Israeli folk singer. This year, to mark the 10th anniversary of her untimely death, Nerkoda celebrates her music. We chose to dance to a medley of songs from Israel's early years that reflects life in the kibbutz, a farming community. Can the dancer's motions show you the serene beauty of the land? Can you follow the drawers of water on their way to the well, holding jars on their heads? Allow yourself to be swept away by the playfulness of the shepherds and join the youth in their energetic, joyful dance. Original choreography by Ronit Eisenman for the Nerkoda Israeli Dancers.
סביב השקיפה עיני תגמה המרחקים ארץ רוגעת בדמי הליל הו שומר מה מלב חליל רואים ירוק כלשים מדרי הצאן מה לי ומי להיות כנען
מפי הבאר, אורי בת מריקד, אור חמה נוטף עובר, דמי הרים סודות לי חד, מלאך בת ירד קדך, ועינייך כבאר לי, כתר לחם כידך, מעדרי לבבי. אישם מחק לבין נהרים, רואה ורע לבין הדרים, היא לא לה שתי עיניים לאהבה, היא לא לה שתי עיניים לאהבה. אישם בחורש לבין השיחים, רואה ורע בין המשיחים, היא לא לה שתי עיניים לאהבה, היא לא לה שתי עיניים לאהבה. ראיתי חלקה צמוד אל השפתיים, ואני יושב על משלתי בדד, את בצמאונך שתית ממנו מים, אוי חבל חבל שגם אני אינני כאן, אוי חבל 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 שגם אני אינני כאן, אוי חבל 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 שגם אני אינני כאן. לו הייתי כאן כזה בזרועותייך, לו חיממת אותי בלהט צמאונך, כמו להתקפה הייתי רץ אלייך, אוי חבל חבל שלא אני אניקדך, אוי חבל 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 שגם אני אינני כאן, אוי חבל 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 שגם אני אינני כאן. לי יומי ולי לילי ובוקרי לי, תמולי לי והרבי לי, לי יומי ולי לילי ובוקרי לי, תמולי לי והרבי לי. רד היום לי ואת הים, והלילה הלילה כבר פרס באדרת אופלי, רד היום לי ואת הים, והלילה הלילה כבר פרס באדרת אופלי. אדור 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 תאור לי שמש שמש לי תאור, לי יומי ולי לילי ובוקרי לי, תמולי לי והרבי לי, לי יומי ולי לילי ובוקרי לי, תמולי לי והרבי לי. רד היום לי ואת הים, והלילה הלילה כבר פרס באדרת אופלי, רד היום לי ואת הים, והלילה הלילה כבר פרס באדרת אופלי. אדור 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 תאור לי שמש שמש לי תאור, היי!
Thank you, Nirkoda Ishali Dancers of Toronto and Ronit Eisenman, and everyone who was watching the audience. The movements were so elegantly performed, don't you think so? And the costumes were amazing too. I do agree with the comments.
That must have taken a lot of practice, as like you have to try not to crash into each other. I would have never been able to do that.
So much coordination.
Yeah, a lot of coordination. All right, everyone. We have another dignitary among us, Annie Koshi, who is a South Asian media network branding strategist, author, global speaker, autographer, radio host, and actress. Again, so much talent. Let's take a listen.
Hi, my name is Annie Koshi of GTA South Asian Media Network. Well, June 27th is Canada's Multiculturalism Day. It's a day that we celebrate, and this year it's our 50th year. In 1971, Canada was the first country in the entire world to adopt a multiculturalism policy. It's really intended to preserve the cultural heritage of all the diverse communities and cultures that have brought together here in Canada and that has made up our country. In November 13th of 2002, Canada actually declared June 27th as Multiculturalism Day. July 1st is followed by this, and that's our Canada Day. That's a day that we celebrate the Constitution Act that came into being ratified in 1867. Both these days are so important to our country. I'm so glad that my parents decided to adopt Canada as their home when they migrated from India. In 1974, 47 years ago, I made Canada my home. I'm so glad that I've had the opportunities that Canada presented to me and to my children and to my family. Because of the diversity of all of the different people that I was exposed to, I can say that I have such a rich background being here as a Canadian. The opportunities to celebrate and learn about different cultures, races, religions, that's what Canada's done for me. So as you celebrate with your families and friends, let's reflect on the diversity that brings together, that has been brought together in Canada, that has made us all unique and at the same time unified. Enjoy your day. Happy Canada Day and happy Canadian Multiculturalism Day.
Thank you, Miss Anikoshi. And I do agree with everything she said. And audience, I hope you listened to what she said because most of the answers for the next trivia round questions is all already there in what she said.
Yes, please don't forget, we still have more trivia questions for you guys and more prizes to give away. So let's get back into some more entertainment. We now have a beautiful dance performance by Saswati. She will be performing a folk dance of Western Odisha, India. This song elaborates the simplicity of village countryside girls. Saswati, working as an IT professional, trained in Odissi from the tender age of 4 under the able guidance of her guru. She has completed Nitriya Visharad from Chandigarh University and was a Doordarshan child artist effect from 2000. She has been a lead performer in various productions staged with her gurus and captivated all audience alike with her scintillating performances. Let's take a look.
Wow, Indian Odyssey dancing, and I'm not just saying as Saraswati's friend, but her expressions and her attitude, she was enjoying when she was performing that.
She sure was. All right, let's hear another message from one of our dignitaries, John Ali Mata, a Malayali writer based in Toronto.
ലോകത്തിൻ്റെ നാനാഭാഗത്തു നിന്ന് വന്ന എല്ലാവരും അവരവരുടെ സംസ്കാരവും കൊണ്ടാണ് ഇവിടെ വന്നിരിക്കുന്നത്. അവരെല്ലാം അവരുടെ സംസ്കാരങ്ങളിൽ, അവരുടെ മതാനുഷ്ഠാനങ്ങളിൽ, ആചാരങ്ങളിൽ, അനുഷ്ഠാനങ്ങളിൽ ജാതി മത വർണ്ണ വ്യത്യാസം കൂടാതെ ഇവിടെ സമ്മേളിക്കുകയാണ്. ഈ രാജ്യത്തെ എത്ര പുകഴ്ത്തിയാലും നമുക്ക് മതി വരില്ല. അത്ര മനോഹരമായ ഈ രാജ്യത്ത് നമുക്ക് താമസിക്കാൻ അവസരമുണ്ടായതിൽ നമ്മൾ എപ്പോഴും കൃതാർത്ഥരാണ്. എത്ര മനോഹരമായ ഒരു കാര്യമാണ് ഒന്നിച്ച് പല രാജ്യത്തുള്ള സംസ്കാരങ്ങൾ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പല രാജ്യത്തുള്ള ഭാഷകൾ, പല രാജ്യത്തുള്ള ആചാരങ്ങൾ ഇവയെല്ലാം സമ്മേളിച്ച ഒരു ജനമധ്യത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ താമസിക്കുക, പാർക്കുക എന്നത് അത് വളരെ മനോഹരമായ ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. നമുക്ക് എല്ലാ രാജ്യത്തെ ഭക്ഷണം, എല്ലാ രാജ്യത്തെ കലകൾ, എല്ലാ രാജ്യത്തെ ആചാരങ്ങൾ എല്ലാം ഇവിടെ ദർശിക്കാൻ സാധിക്കും. അതായത് ലോകം ഒന്നായി ചെറുതായി വന്ന് ലോകത്തിലെ എല്ലാ തരം ജനങ്ങളും ഒന്നിച്ച് ജീവിക്കുന്ന ഒരു മനോഹരമായ ഒരു ഇടമായിട്ട് കാനഡയെ നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ കരുതാം. ഇവിടെ വന്ന് നമുക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും ഇവിടെ താമസിക്കാൻ അവസരമുണ്ടായതിൽ വളരെ നമ്മളെല്ലാം കൃതാർത്ഥരാണ്, ഞാനും നിങ്ങളും എന്ന് ഞാൻ കരുതട്ടെ. എൻ്റെ
Thank you, Mr. Ilamada. Writers do have a way with words, don't they?
Yes, they do. And I love how that message was, again, a personalized message from him.
Yes.
All right, we will now have Randolph J. Johnson, a broadcaster and event host, share a personal message with our viewers.
Hello there, my name is Randolph J., local broadcaster and event host, and, well, for better or worse, we're going to do our best. Here we go. I thought I'd bring this to you. This is a flag. This is the flag of my own hometown, the great city of Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. Now, this is before Scarborough amalgamated into the city of Toronto, but when I was growing up there, I have to say that we were, at the time, among, if not the most multicultural part of Canada. I believe we still are, possibly the world. Scarborough was incredibly multicultural at the time. We had music and food and language and people from all over the world. It was a great way to grow up. I have to say that when I was a kid, I remember getting on city buses, and no matter who you were, no matter where you were from, when you got on a Scarborough city bus at any time of the day or night, you were almost guaranteed to be among 50 nations represented on that bus, depending on how crowded it was. And at the end of the day, you're all on the same bus at the same time, heading in the same direction. It was just a marvelous memory for me. I have to say that I do regret not learning more languages when I lived in Scarborough. I was surrounded by, as I say, people from all walks of life, friends and their parents. I could have picked up dozens of languages. As it happens, all I managed to pick up were a lot of swears. I learned a lot of swears. I forgot many of them, but nevertheless, I do want to say to those who are just about to start immersing themselves in multiculturalism today, to just remember that enjoy the food, enjoy the music, enjoy every aspect of the world with which you are currently not familiar. And when you're speaking to people, whether they're new to you, if you're just meeting them for the first time, or if they're people you've known your whole life, remember that wherever they're from, whatever age they are, whatever their gender, their ethnicity, whatever their circumstance is that may differ from yours, they are an individual, and you need to treat them and one another with respect, dignity, and just share the happiness, share the love, learn from each other, and understand that we have far more in common than separates us. So get out there, enjoy your day. Happy Canadian Multiculturalism Day, and enjoy.
Well, on behalf of the audience, I will be thanking Mr. Randolph on sharing with us that beautiful flag of our city, Scarborough, and the background of behind Scarborough. And something that we all need to take back from his words is that it's never too late to get up and go make friends with the diverse cultures and get to experience the colorful lifestyles, the food, and the arts. Take advantage of living in one of the world's diverse cities.
Yes, Shushma, I do agree with you. Because of the pandemic, we learned how short life can be, and it's never too late to make friends with people of different cultures. Just through this event, we were able to learn so much from different cultures. Guys, we're almost to the closing of our event, but please don't forget, we still have a couple more dignitaries, and also we have our trivia questions with prizes. We will now have a greeting from the Mississauga Chinese Arts Organization, MCAO. Here's Cynthia Chow.
Hello everyone, my name is Cynthia Chow. On behalf of the Mississauga Chinese Arts Organization, we are glad to take part in the Canadian Multicultural Day celebration organized by CMN News. 我是 Mississauga 华人艺术团的 Cynthia， 我在这里祝福大家有一个愉快的晚上，因为我们可以一起在这里庆祝多元文化节希望大家在这个疫情的时候仍然保持身心健康，谢谢大家。
Please now enjoy a scintillating performance by Mississauga Chinese Arts Organization as well.
Wow, what an amazing performance. These ladies showed us elegance, and it was fire and the bathing of the spring. It was the whole story. It was like a fairy tale. Thank you, MCAO, for that exquisite performance.
It sure was. They all look like beautiful princesses in their blue dresses.
They did.
As Canada Day is just around the corner, we are thrilled to get an early greeting from our former Premier of Ontario. Let's hear a message from Kathleen Wynne, MPP Don Valley West.
Hi everyone, I'm Kathleen Wynne, Member of Provincial Parliament for Don Valley West. I want to just say to everyone who's part of the Canadian Multicultural Network and to CEO Dr. Marcus Samuel, thank you for the work that you do. Canada Day is a great time for us to come together and to look at and reflect on who we are as a country. We, except for Indigenous people, we all came from somewhere else, and we have a responsibility, all of us together, to build a strong, multicultural Canada that recognizes that we have not always been honest about our past. Our relationship between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people is not what it should be. Systemic racism exists, systemic anti-Black racism, systemic Islamophobia, systemic anti-Semitism. They all exist. Systemic anti-Indigenous racism exists. We need to fight those things, and we need to do it as individuals and as organizations. And you are well placed to get progress on that front. So happy Canada Day. Despite all the work we have to do, we can still celebrate this beautiful country that we live in. I hope everyone has a terrific July 1st.
Thank you, MPP Kathleen Wynne. You are still an inspiration to all the young women out there, and your message was etched into all our hearts.
And I love how she's already in the Canada Day spirit with her red and white.
She is, right?
Yep.
TikTok, guess it's trivia time again. Let's end our night with a few more trivia questions. I hope you all are ready for the questions.
All right, guys, get your thinking caps on again. Let's see who's the first person that can guess the answer to this question correctly. So your question is, who is the first chairperson of the Canadian Radio, Television, and Telecommunications Commission? So again, guys, who is the first chairperson of the Canadian Radio, Television, and Telecommunications Commission?
If you all need a clue, you got to give me a thumbs up. Only then we can give you clues. So on the comments, give a thumbs up if you give us clues. So we have someone asking for clues. Zaha,
Right.
do you have a clue for them?
Yes, I do. All right, so the first clue is the Juno Awards founded in tribute to him in 1971 to promote Canadian music.
Okay. Do any of you know the answers to it?
I'll give you another hint. It's a him. So it's a guy.
And it sounds French. His name sounds super French.
Yeah. Any French people out there? Can you guys guess who this is? Come on, guys. We are waiting for an answer. Can anyone guess who this is?
There we go.
Yeah.
I think someone's finally know how to use Google.
Yeah, it is Pierre Junot. All right, Shushma, do you want to move on to our next question?
Okay, so question number 6. Who proclaims the coat of arms of Canada? Again, who proclaims the coat of arms of Canada? I'm going to give you the clue right now. It was on November 21st, 1921. This happened on November 21st, 1921. Who proclaimed the coat of arms of Canada?
Any guesses?
Yeah, any guesses?
Shushma already gave our clue too, so
I can give you an Oh, there we go. We got an answer right there. Yes. But you missed which King George is he? I guess I can take that as an answer, Zoha. Do I have to take that as an answer?
I think we can. They were pretty
Okay.
close.
They have one answer, and their answer is King George V, and he's a king who proclaimed the coat of arms of Canada. And moving on to the next question, Zoha.
For sure. All right. I think we have 2 more questions. So here's our second last question. So get your fingers ready to type the answer in, guys. All right. Hudson Bay Company, also known as HBC, is the oldest company in North America. In which year was it created? Any guesses in which year, guys?
Come on, guys. Hudson's Bay. I know it's been a year since the pandemic and since we all went shopping, but it's Hudson's Bay.
Does anyone want a clue?
Please tell me the year it was founded. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Someone's on a roll right there.
Sony, you're getting all the answers to this. Yes, it is 1670.
Okay. And then this is a final question, audience. So come on, type faster, okay? Whoever gets it first is a winner. Again, this is the last question for trivia night tonight. The year of the Canadian Multiculturalism Act. Le Multiculturalism Canadian. So tell me the year the Canadian Multiculturalism Act was founded. So which year was that? And the clue for that is it aims to preserve and enhance cultural diversity. That is multiculturalism in Canada. So which year was the Multiculturalism Act? Remember I told you, Annie Koshi told the answer for it? So if you all were listening in, you guys should get the answer right now.
So what was the year of the Multiculturalism Act? I think we got the answer.
Okay, Sony, you're smart. We accept defeat. You win trivia. Thank you, Sony, for your quick responses and all the other audiences who put in their answers. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you to everyone that participated in our trivia. So we do have our winners. We have Sony, we have Meher, we have Ashley, and we have Sony again. So thank you to everyone who participated in our trivia game tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something new, because I know I sure did learn. So, wow, what an amazing night, everyone. I don't know about you guys, but I really, really enjoyed. But sadly, all good things come to an end, and so does this night. What about you, Shushma?
Yes, tonight is a night that I will remember for the rest of, I think, my life here. And it was a lot of fun, and we had games, we had music, we had dancing, and most of the time it felt like we were dancing and not just hosting. I learned that despite the difference in cultures that we saw today, we as Canadians have already started appreciating the diversity of our country that is offered to us. And we as Canadians should be proud of the rich heritage and rich culture of the indigenous people, the immigrants, and also the Canadian society.
Yes, Shushma. On behalf of Canadian Multiculturalism Network, Shushma and I would like to thank all of our amazing performers who shared their videos with us tonight. We would like to thank Haley, Brandy, KCPA, Sancha and Simone, Amita, Nerkoda Israeli Dancers of Toronto, and Saswati. We really enjoyed and loved looking at all the diverse performances we received tonight.
Zoha and I would also like to thank our dignitaries for sending in the messages regarding Multiculturalism Day. Not only did we get to hear about a dignitary's personalized message on what it is to be a Canadian, as someone with love and acceptance of all cultures, that's what it is. We also take back with us that we as a community need to work together to make everyone feel welcome and show that we support and are willing to experience their beautiful culture and traditions. We also thank Heritage Canada for their able support for this event.
We would also like to thank our attendees and everyone who participated in our trivia questions and sent in their pictures for our Multiculturalism Day video. Congratulations to all our winners for our trivia game. And finally, we would like to give a big thank you to Mr. Jason Matthew for his guidance and expertise, without which this event wouldn't have been possible. Thank you for giving me and Shushma this wonderful opportunity to co-host our event tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Jason. And with that being said, we invite the chief editor of CMN News to give the vote of thanks, Jason Matthew. Jason Matthew hails from God's own country, also known as Kerala in India. He is a teacher by profession, journalist and PR by passion. His hobbies include photo, videography, editing, designing. He is also the man behind the screen tonight, making sure the event is going smooth. Here's Mr. Jason.
Thank you, Sushma Sohar. It's a great honor and privilege for me to be called upon to propose a vote of thanks on the occasion of the Canadian Multiculturalism Day 2021 online celebrations organized by Canadian Multicultural Network. We are extremely grateful to the Honorable Badish Chaggar, the Federal Minister of Diversity and Inclusion with Youth, Honorable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, Dr. Lisa McLeod, Provincial Minister of Heritage, Sports, Tourism and Culture Industries, His Worship John Tory, Mayor of Toronto, Her Worship Bonnie Crombie, Mayor of Mississauga, former Premier Catherine Wynne, MPP for Don Valley West, Mr. Sean Chen, Member of Parliament in Scarborough North, Ms. Toli Begum, MPP for Scarborough Southwest, Mr. Sharif Sabavi, MPP for Mississauga Erin Mills, and Mr. Deepak Anand, MPP for Mississauga Malton, for accepting our invitation and sending us the video messages to create this occasion. At the outset, I would like to express my profound gratitude to Sumita Kohli, Chairperson of Panorama India, Alice Lee from KCPA, Ronit Ainsman from Nekoda Israeli Dancers, Cynthia Chow from Mississauga Chinese Arts Organization, John Almada, Malayalam writer, Randolph Johnson, broadcaster and event host, and Annie Koshi from South Asian Media Network. I am running short of words to express my humble thanks to all the participants today. Tara Menon, Haley Varol, Sanchia, Simon, Brandy Leary, Nikoda Dancers, MCAO, Kaleidoscope Chinese Performing Arts, Dr. Amida Jos Mundanchara, Saswati Saumya Sahu, and all the volunteers behind the screen. Dr. Marcus Samuel and all the directors of GMN, MCs of the event Sushma Soha, and last but not the least, all of you, our viewers, making this function a grand success. You have provided us with valuable support in enriching CMN and all its ventures. We all came from different ethnicity and cultural backgrounds. Let's help complement each other, work together for the prosperity of our nation, Canada. Wishing you all a happy Canadian Multiculturalism Day. Once again, I thank one and all of you watching us now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jason, for your kind words and your thank yous. Again, thank you everyone for your time, as time is precious. We appreciate you joining us this evening to go through a journey of multiculturalism. Be safe, take care, and on behalf of Canadian Multiculturalism Network, we wish you the best in your future journeys ahead. Have a great night, and again, happy Multiculturalism Day, everyone.
Good night and namaste.